Welcome to our masterclass, everyone, and with the Westminister Business School. We are very honored to welcome our distinguished faculty today, Dr. Luca and Supin, and their student guest, Devansh Mehta. Just a little brief on Dr. Luca. Dr. Luca is a creative, enthusiastic lecturer and with a prime for learning. He's very sociable, loves cooking and traveling. He knows a whole bunch of languages and cultures, and that makes him a great person to be with. Thank you, Dr. Luca, for being here.
Thank you very much.
We also have with us Supin, who joined Westminister Business School in 2005 as a visiting lecturer on small business and entrepreneurship modules. She also takes undergraduate marketing and business strategy modules with the school. And she's worked in marketing across various industries such as electrical, healthcare, recruitment, and motor car business spanning over 10 years. And Supin is also a visiting lecturer on marketing modules at the Birkbeck College in UCL for the Media and Culture Department. Welcome, Supin. So happy to have you on the masterclass today. And of course, we would also like to welcome Devansh Mehta, who has joined our session today to share his experience of the program. And he's a student. He was a student, I believe, at the same school. Right. Welcome, Devansh. And our masterclass today is for MSc in Entrepreneurship, Innovation, and Enterprise Development. And you'll get a first-hand experience, folks, on what it is to what it is to innovate, solve real-life problems, and come up with smart solutions. Right. So enough from me to our faculty and our guests. Thank you.
Fantastic. Thank you. Thank you, Romila, for organizing this. And I'm going to launch the presentation, and I think then we can kick off with some information. I'm not sure whether the audience is able to send the messages, but whoever wants to send messages through the chat, we will be answering in real time if possible. I know that we got on the team Romila, Gabriema, and then Supin and I, we will try to answer your questions, probably not via chat, probably in person. Okay, so let's start. I think you are able to see the presentation, and let's start. Okay, first of all, we got the Beauty and the Beast. Okay, we got Supin and myself. We are the co-course leaders for the MSc Entrepreneurship, Innovation and Enterprise Development at University of Westminster. We got our special guest today, Devansh Mehta, and he was a former student. He's a former student, and he was one of the best students we ever had on the program, and we're really honored to have him here today. Devansh, would you like just to briefly introduce yourself and say something about your current business?
Yeah, sure. Can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you.
So basically, I just finished my master's at University of Westminster in 2019. And then I joined my family business. It's called Luigi Mehta and Sons. And basically, we're a pharmaceutical industry where we supply all the raw materials to all the manufacturers that make the medicines. So, I mean, a British manufacturer is GlaxoSmithKline, GSK. So we supply all the APIs, that is the active pharmaceutical ingredient. That's the main ingredient used to make the medicine. And then we also supply other added chemicals and excipients to them. And like GSK, there's Cipla and Sun Pharma and all the other pharmaceutical companies. So we supply, basically we do supply raw materials for the medicines for them.
Fantastic. Thank you very much for your introduction. I'm sure that the audience will be eager to know more about you and your experience on the program and how this has been useful for your current business, along with the presentation. So let's say something about this presentation. We give a brief overview of the course. We say something about the ethos of the course, and we'll talk about the modules and the learning mode. And we say something about the assessment as well. We briefly mentioned some entry requirements and useful information, and then next steps, how to apply. I think Romila will be able to provide more information about it. I have to start to tell you something very interesting. Our course inspired an Amazon Prime video series called Entrepreneurs. And this is a story of a group of entrepreneurs from different parts of the world that start up businesses. And so the series showcase the struggles they face and how they work collaboratively in teams, to overcome all obstacles. And this was started from former student of ours who is also an actor and a producer. And now they're going through the first round, and they're now in the phase of raising funds to produce, the full series. Now, what is the ethos of our course? There are three main areas that we make leverage on, which is entrepreneurship, innovation, and enterprise development. Why do we look at these three areas in specific? Because we try with our course to develop an entrepreneurial mindset, an awareness of opportunities, and those capabilities that will enable you to start a business and run the business. Now, it is very interesting to look at these three areas, entrepreneurship, innovation, and enterprise development, because this course is designed in such a way to develop an entrepreneurial spirit. Now, there's a lot of debate in academia and in research on whether you can teach people to become entrepreneurs. And my personal view is that you cannot teach someone to be an entrepreneur, okay? But you can teach someone, to develop some capabilities, and you can train someone to develop a specific mindset, that can stimulate the entrepreneurial spirit that is already inside the person. So we do this by offering a learning journey, okay, so that students are able to develop the right mindset, develop an awareness of where opportunities are and how to seize opportunities, as well as some capabilities that are useful, for starting the business, but also to manage your team and to run your business once it has been launched. We give you some examples of different learning journeys because we don't really believe in one size fits them all. Okay, so our program is highly personalized and tailor-made. In fact, you will see afterwards, that even in the teaching style and the learning style, although we have a common theme, your learning is pretty much individual, okay? You don't learn all the same things, You learn what you need in your journey. So if we look at the entrepreneurial journey, let's say that there's a Fernanda, a 23-year-old from Mexico. She studied a BA in arts and design, so nothing to do with business. She has a lot of ideas, but she has also little know-how and no relevant working experience on how to run a business. But her own dream is to have one day her own creative design firm, okay? Then we have another case, we have the case of Ahmed, who's 24 from Saudi Arabia. He has a BA in marketing management, and he already has a family business because his family operates in the real estate. So he has an overall idea of how to do business because he's aware that his future will be in his family business, okay? So he doesn't really know how to run a business yet, but somehow he grew up, with business talks going around in the family. So he plans to develop some projects within his own family business, perhaps. And then we got Deepak from India. He's 32-year-old, and he's an engineer. So he has a Bachelor of Engineering in Electronic Engineering, and he has 10 years working experience, so he's kind of a mature student. And he decides to leave engineering to start engaging with small business consulting for engineering firms. So you see there are different people that may join the program for different reasons, you know. Now, this program is also good for anyone who doesn't have really an idea about what they would like to do, but would like to explore somehow the concept of entrepreneurship. So these three students join the program and they go through our learning journey over term 1, term 2, and term 3. What are the modules that they're studying? Well, we have...
Luca?
Yes?
Just share the screen again, please. A few of our guests are saying they can't see it. That's it.
Okay.
Thank you.
What about now? Can you see it?
No, I can't see it.
Yeah,
No?
I can't see it either. Yeah, now I can.
Okay, that's because now the presentation has not been launched. And can you see better like this?
Yes.
Okay, it's not ideal, but
It's yes. Leave it like this is better.
okay, let's do that.
That's
Okay.
effective.
So, did you manage to see this one?
Yeah, I don't think they did.
Okay. So we had three different people with three different backgrounds that start our learning journey. And in the learning journey, they study different modules. Okay. In term 1, they study entrepreneurial mindset and opportunities creation, innovation and design thinking, analytics for business and creativity and innovation management. In term 2, enterprise development, entrepreneurial marketing, entrepreneurship and innovation in the sharing economies. Then they work for 2 semesters on an entrepreneurial project. So, Devansh, what do you remember about the modules that you were studying on our program?
Oh, quite a lot. Actually, all of them were extremely different than what I was expecting. Like the teaching style was much better than what I was used to in India. So I was very overwhelmed by the way we were taught, and everything was much more practical. So as for the modules, each of them just taught me something very different, and which also worked. All of it just worked so much better together that it helped me, with our projects that we had, where we had to work with different businesses outside. It just helped us work with those businesses much better with each of the learnings from all the modules. So I think all of them were so different, but all of them worked really well together. So I think the modules are thought out very well and structured in a very good way that help us with our projects with businesses.
Yes, it's very interesting what you're saying, Devansh, because in fact, you get some very specific tangible output from each single module. Because throughout your journey your journey in semester 1 and 2 and 3, you obtain from each module some very concrete things. For instance, you learn how to identify opportunities, you generate ideas, you finalize market analysis, and you build an effective team. And all these just in semester 1. Then if you delve into semester 2, you're right to have a complete competitors audit for your business. And you can create your own business model and validate it. You can think of how to create value, through real action, and develop a specific business concept that can be validated. And it's interesting because in the entrepreneurial project, then you can execute your own project. Okay, so that's very much hands-on, and we will see how teaching doesn't happen, in the traditional way where a lecturer lectures, but it happens in a very dynamic way, working with local and foreign businesses. In fact, let's say something about the learning mode. Throughout the 3 terms, there's of course some reading to do because it's a master program, but our whole program focuses on coaching and mentoring. Okay, we have people like Supin, who's a qualified coach, and perhaps Supin can tell us something more about our teaching style based on coaching and mentoring.
Yes, thank you, Luca and Devansh. What's really important about this particular course is that you don't work on your own, and you don't necessarily always learn on your own. So teams are extremely important. So we do put you into teams, we put you into certain situations, and how you and watch and how you develop opportunities, how you I suppose sort out any particular issues. And alongside this, it's always going to be a little bit frustrating, to tell you the truth. And it's never going to be easy. Even mentioning the word teams is kind of scary for many of our students, but some absolutely thrive within there. So please come into this course with a complete open mind. I'm sure Devansh has gone through a process, which it is a process of having to learn to listen, understand, and it's not going to be an easy task at all. But this is what it's about. You're being put into situations that are real life, okay? And you really do develop as a person. Now, to be able to support yourself as individuals as well as a team sessions and mentoring sessions. So we have quite a few of us on our team anyway, as your teachers or lecturers, if you like, and we support you there. As a trained team coach myself, of about 5-6 years now, I bring in certain elements of how teams can work very well and become not just sort of, oh, can you sort out particular issues, but become more high performing teams. It's a challenge in itself, and you have to open your mind, and you learn so much about yourself as well. So you kind of have to leave all your ego at the door before you get here, and just be ready for working with people, meeting wonderful people. So mentoring and coaching is a big part of this. So you have your lessons, and outside the lessons, you will have regular coaching sessions with us, just to and each coaching session basically has a theme. And of course, it's you guys, it's what you do that matters at the end of the day. Okay, remember, it isn't solved within a minute or a day, just like Rome isn't built and so on. But it's about how you develop yourself, and it's just a journey. Remember, the end goal is for you guys. So that's what we're helping you with, to get you to the goal. Devansh, you had your dream. We hope we've made that somehow your dream, but it wasn't an easy, was it? A journey, but it is a journey, and it continues. Okay, so the things you learn from coaching, you've got to take that on, and you take the learning, and you develop it within your own teams for your own business.
And the coaching that we provide, is for you really to build a strong team to face the challenges that are on the program. Because we teach, through different business challenges with real companies, so you work on real projects with real companies, and those companies are, initially local companies or national companies. Then we also have 1 week that we spend abroad working with foreign companies, so we all fly together to a different country, and we work, out of our comfort zone. In fact, the whole program is designed to keep you out of your comfort zone. But don't worry, we will never push you to the panic zone, okay? And so you will not need a therapist, to to go through the program. But at the same time, we will not let you sit down comfortable, because running business is always been a little bit under pressure. let's say, healthy pressure. And part of the learning mode is focused on individual learning, and it is self-regulated. We have different networks, that you can leverage on, for different projects. But at the same time, you do your own learning. Okay, so this program gives you the opportunity to learn what you need for your own entrepreneurial journey, which is something that no other program offers in the world. Okay, and generally programs, they say, okay, you have to study A, B, and C, and then you give the exam. Okay, and that's it. Whereas our program is really pretty much shaped on your own needs. That's why we also have learning contracts where you set your own objectives and you try to achieve them. Now, I mentioned the International Business Challenge. We did different challenges, and here's an example. Some years ago we went to Greece, with the students, and we've been working with very interesting companies, like a Maritime Institute, a food bank of the local government. We worked with a wine producer, that produces a Retsina wine, from the Attica region. And we worked with a chain of DIY stores, that is family owned, and family run. And we went to visit also, an olive mill where they make olive oil, And funny enough, in that trip, one of our former students, who was also from India, managed to find some clients there for his family business because, in a very serendipitous way, he started talking to this DIY store and they were supplying, bolts and nuts and things like that, and they said, okay, we produce, hardware, and they found a client, to distribute the products. So you never know what the future offers, And then we had at some point also a very interesting business challenge in Estonia. I think Devansh was attending the business challenge in Estonia. Devansh, what was your experience in the International Business Challenge?
I mean, to be honest, we were promised the beaches of Athens, but then we were taken to the cold mountains of Estonia. So that was a challenge first. But no, I think it was a great business challenge where we worked with different big companies, like the one with it was for the environmental, I think, waste management. And it was very different because personally, I've never worked on any company like that. And, having a challenge where your team, so we actually had, like, my team was a team of 4. We were actually just 3 that time. And then we also collaborated with another team. So that was also a great thing in the business challenge where not only were we working with our own team, but also with another team. And I think that was a very great learning experience. And as for, we also had a business challenge in the UK before that, the business challenge back at home. And that helped us, that prepared us for this business challenge abroad. And I think it was even the questions that we were given, we were able to find answers to them, but of course it was a task. But it was a very good learning experience. Yeah, I really enjoyed that.
Amazing, and we always try to offer a good balance between work and a little bit of relaxation as well.
Yeah.
Now, how do we assess students? Da 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 da. Okay, bear with me a second. Okay, now this program is highly experiential. Okay, so we don't have written exams like a lot of programs have. Why? Are we against exams? Absolutely not. Exams are fine, but they do not fit with our own ethos. They don't fit with our own philosophy, okay? Because we're not really interested in you learning by heart concepts and then testing whether you learned those concepts by heart, okay? So this is what exams do. They test, whether you learned something or not. So we don't have any exam because you are going to apply your learnings already in the program, in your everyday life, in working with the team, in working with the companies, So you start the program, with very little experience, and some vague ideas about entrepreneurship. And throughout the program, you develop skills, you develop a better understanding of entrepreneurship, and you accumulate also experience, because each business challenge comes in a package that then you put in your CV as entrepreneurial activity. So you finish your master program already with several working related experiences. And given the specific type of learning, then we can assess you with exams. Okay, we have ways of assessing your understanding of theory, through different pieces of coursework and sometimes some reviews or books or literature. But then we have a lot of practical activities, like where you create portfolios of evidence, you write learning diaries. It's very important to reflect on what you do in business. So many times you are assessed on how you reflect on different experiences that you had. So reflections are very important. And you get critical evaluation reports and business challenges, and the business challenges are really quite a big component of that, so you really have to solve real problems, and it is very exciting. Perhaps Supin, would you say something more about reflections and the assessments?
They're very common, and it is a practice of entrepreneurs in terms of developing themselves. So it's not just saying, this is what I learned, A, B, and C. It's going way, way beyond that. Okay, so what? So what next? And it's almost asking you to think about your personal development plan as well. That's great, you've learned that, or actually you didn't do much, why not? So and again, it is learning a lot about yourself and realizing what it is that you actually need to do next. And we need you, and we ask for specifics as well, and by when. So entrepreneurs don't have time to wait, okay? You've got to catch the fish now. So why wait for someone else to take your idea or someone to develop your idea? You can do it. It's your passion. So, and we always try to push you back. Remember why you are here on this course, what it is that you want to get out of it as well. So although we think, oh gosh, another reflection, another critical evaluation report, it is about you. It is about your learning. And we need to see that actually you have learned something, you have applied the learning somehow individually, as a team, okay, within an organization. Like Luca said, we have a number of business challenges, opportunities for you. You've got to kind of see that for yourself, okay? Even the smallest of learning makes the biggest of difference to many of our students, and it's beautiful actually to see that. It's when you kind of realize, and when the penny drops.
And something that is very interesting is that when you have this type of assessment that requires you to work in teams, and puts you under pressure, then it is a great bonding experience. And funny enough, a lot of our students create such strong bonds with the team internationally, and even years after the program, they still meet, from time to time and go on holiday together. Devansh, I think you made great friendships on the program. Can you tell us? Would you like to share your experience with that?
Yeah,
Us?
Sure. I mean, to be honest, I'm really glad I made a team. With George and Sabrina and Olga and everyone. Whereas I remember our team was called Divergent Solutions, and we were a team of 5, and it was basically all 5 of us were from completely different backgrounds and completely different countries as well. So in the start, it was like, okay, when we work out, will we have the same thought process? Will we be able to work as a team? And it was quite awkward in the start for me, because it was difficult to work in a team for me. But I got to really know them, they're really good friends of mine. I was, in fact, even supposed to go meet George this September. I was going to fly down to Georgia to meet him. But Yeah, but because of this COVID, I don't think we will meet. But yeah, you make really good friends. You learn how to work in a team, and we all are still in touch. We all I don't know when we'll be able to meet next, but I'm sure we'll plan a trip to London to meet Luca, to meet Neil, to meet the faculty as well. And I think I've made really good friends for life for sure, because all of them are really dear to me. All of them are great people, and I'm sure if I have any issues with any problems at work as well, I'm sure they can help me with some solutions, because all of us, learned how to think in the right way and learn how to overcome challenges. And I guess that was the great thing about this course, that it helps you think also in a right way, which seems very different. I don't think any course teaches you how to think, but it was a great learning experience, and great friends for life for sure.
Thank you, Devansh. Yes, a lot of students, build these kind of bonds, with the students from all over the world, and they create these international networks. And something that is a feature, of the program, whenever, students finish our master, then they're selected and invited to join our network of entrepreneurs. So what are the entry requirements? Well, if you want to join our program, you need the equivalent or lower second class honors degree, classification 2-2. Now, in very specific cases, if you have a considerable work experience, then you are mostly welcome on the program. What happens as well is that we look at the entrepreneurial experience. So it's very important, what you write in your statement, because this program, is highly competitive. So we try to select the students that got the strongest motivation. Unfortunately, every year we have to reject a lot of students, because we try to keep the number around the 40 or 50 students. And so every year we have to reject about 180 or 200 applications, because we just can't accommodate so many people. Otherwise the quality of the program would decrease. And this is another feature that is unlike a lot of universities. If you join some entrepreneurship programs in some other universities, they have classes of 150 to 100 students, and this is something we do not do. You're required to have IELTS 6.0 with at least 5.5 in each element, and you have to submit one reference. In some very specific cases, and these are totally exceptional cases, if you do not have an undergraduate degree but you have a considerable work experience, like 15-20 years of work experience, in a sector, then we may consider taking people even without a degree. But it's just very, very rare and exceptional cases. There are some fundings available. I do not know when the deadline has passed already. Was 31st of May. So just to sum up, we said something about this program that is innovative, experiential, and really engaging and exciting. And we really hope that you will join us. Don't forget that the world is your oyster. Life is what you make of it. So let's see now what we're going to do for the Q&A. So if you got any questions or comments, we're here to answer to that.
We've had a few questions. I hope that I've managed to respond. But please feel free, even if you want to ask Devansh as a student, his experience and so on. I think it's very valuable here at this moment. So please feel free to do that.
Okay. So
Yeah, you can ask me any questions. There are no dumb questions. That's what I've learned from this course as well.
Or maybe you can discuss or just tell us, Evange, what was the toughest moment
Oh,
or the greatest achievement? I know you have brilliant colleagues from
yeah.
but
I think hmm, I actually really like the business challenges. I did not find them, they were challenging, but I didn't find them tough because I guess my group, I would give credit to my group for helping me out where I had problems, and I was able to help them out where they had problems. So I think the business challenges were extremely challenging for sure because we had like a very short span of time to get the solutions for them. So, but I think a tough spot for me was apart from the weather in London in the course. I guess the tough part for me would be the third term where you're supposed to be working by yourself on your experiment essay. That's what we call it, but yeah, your business proposal. So that was a tough spot for me. But then because I had a certain plan, but then it did not work out according to that, so then I had to change it and then work according to that. But the faculty was really helpful. They, even though I worked on something and they helped me through it, and then we scrapped that project and we started completely new project, and they helped me from scratch on the second project again, which was really great because I assumed like they could easily say that no, we're not going to help you. We already helped you with the first project. Now you either go with that or figure it out by yourself. But they helped me through the second project from scratch. So that was like a tough spot for me in the course, but I managed. Yeah, I guess you just have to push through and just work your way through the tough spots.
thank you. Any other questions?
So have we got any questions from the audience? Okay. So it seems that they don't have other questions. I'm sure that should you have any further questions or comments, you can follow up with Romila and TC Global. Okay, fantastic. Thanks everyone for joining the presentation, and best wishes with your choices. And we hope we can see you, in September or in January, because we have 2 intakes this year.
Okay.
I want to thank
you. Thank you, Luca. Thank you, Supin. Anyone have questions? Please feel free to chat in the chat panel here.
Shall we share very quickly our email addresses? If they can, if they want to ask us directly, absolutely fine. So I'll just put mine.
Yeah, but I'm sure that they can contact TC Global and they will direct them, to the right process. Thanks for the participation of Devansh. It has been really a pleasure.
Oh no, yeah, I'm honored to just be a part of this.
And when you're in London, please pass by, to say hi.
Sure. Of course.
Yeah. And we're always, just one message away with mobile technology, so anytime.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Luca, thank you, Supin, and thank you, Devansh. Thank you very much.
Goodbye.